it's Risa Shea from FlyFierceFab, and in today's video I'm doing a little eyeshadow 101. So on my social media I did ask you guys to send me any questions that you had pertaining to eyeshadow and eye makeup. So I'm going to answer all those questions that you guys sent me today and break down a lot of the basics, tips, tricks, all of that in this video. I'm going to show you all my favorite makeup brushes. I'm going to show you how to make your eyeshadows stick, pop, and last all day. I'm going to show you about blending, how to make your eyes look bigger and more open, how to get eyeshadows to pop, because sometimes I hear people say I can't get that color to show up on me, it doesn't work for my skin tone, or how do I get this color to look more vibrant. I'm going to show you some of my favorite eyeshadows, whether it's my favorite individual eyeshadows, a lot of which are $6, my favorite go-to eyeshadow palettes, along with how to do this eye look right here. This video is just concentrating on my eye makeup. I did not do the rest of my face on camera simply because I really wanted this video to be focused. I know it's going to be a little long because I really wanted to make this a super informative and detailed eyeshadow video. So settle in, grab a snack, and let's get going. There are some different parts of our eye that we put certain colors in, or maybe you've heard someone say crease or outer V or something like that and you didn't know exactly what that was. I'm going to break it all down in this video. So first and foremost, the lid. Right here, this space right here, that's your lid. Right in here is your inner eye corner. That's where you would place an inner eye highlight. Your brow bone area, of course, is where you would place a brow bone highlight. Your crease is this area right in here. If you close your eye and you gently feel just the top of your eyeball, that area right there above your lid is your crease. And then this area right here is your outer V. And when you apply eyeshadow in your outer V, you would be placing it right here in this area. And of course then we have our upper lash line and our lower lash line, and in here is our waterline. There we go. And one question that I got, slash something that I hear a lot of people say, is that they can't get certain eyeshadows to show up on them, or how to make certain eyeshadow colors pop. So first things first, before you apply your eyeshadows, you always want to prime your eye and or use a base. So let me just explain the difference real quick. Primer would be something like this. This is Urban Decay's eyeshadow primer potion, and I love this stuff. This always works really well for me. While yes, some primers can help your eyeshadow show up better on you, their main job is to help your eyeshadow stay in place and not crease throughout the day or wear off. Some people like to use concealer. I know the Maybelline Fit Me concealer has been popular. A lot of people like to use that before applying an eyeshadow. So they'll put the concealer on their eye and then set it with a translucent powder and then go on with their eyeshadow. I have tried that, but I have oily lids, so the concealer trick does not work for me. I like to stick with that primer. To get started with eyeshadow 101, I'm going to prime my eyes with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And that's going to go all over my eyelid. The next tip or trick in helping to make your eyeshadows look more vibrant or getting certain colors to show up on you is to use a good eyeshadow base. Mainly I use a base to help my eyeshadows appear more vibrant and amp up the color a bit more. Some of my favorite bases to use are the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencils. You guys see me use those on a lot of my videos. Those are these guys right here. My favorite two shades are Milk, which is basically a white eyeshadow pencil, and then I like Pure Gold because I use a lot of gold tone eyeshadow, so I use this. Basically, you can put the white one under just about anything, but especially a bold color if you really want that to show up. And then you can use this gold one for anything with a gold tone, and they come in all different colors. So you can either stick with the white, which you can use with just about anything, or you can get all the different colors. This way, let's say if you're using a purple eyeshadow and you really want to amp that up, you could use the purple pencil underneath the purple shadow, or you could just stick with the white pencil. It's up to you. But if you're going to start off with just one, definitely get the Milk eyeshadow pencil. And another one of my favorites is by Milani. There's not much left to it because I use it all the time. This is their Shadow Eyes pencil in the shade Almond Cream, and I like to use this underneath neutral shadows. Just to demonstrate for you guys, I'm going to swatch all the eyeshadow pencils on my hand along with an eyeshadow so you can see the difference between using an eyeshadow with one of these bases and just using the shadow on its own. This is what it would look like without a primer or base or anything on my hand. And this is what it looks like on top of each of the eyeshadow pencils. So as you can see, it would show up better on top of a pencil. This is the Milani eye pencil, this is the white one by NYX, and this is Pure Gold. because I'm using Amber Light's eyeshadow, and that's like a really golden bronze color, I'm going to use the NYX Pure Gold pencil on my lid today. And when I use these pencils, I just apply them on my lid. I don't take it up into my crease. Sometimes I'll take it into my inner corner, like today I'm going to take it into my inner corner. This way my inner eye highlight will pop. But like, it's not something that I place all over my eye, so it's not like going super up into my crease, because then your eyeshadows will crease a bit, and it's not going under my brow bone. I'm not coloring my whole eye with this. It's just gonna go on my lid, and then I like to gently pat it down with my finger. This way it blends well when I put my eyeshadows on top. And real quick before I get started, I have some eyeshadow palettes that I want to show you guys and just give you some suggestions, like if you're looking for like some palettes or good places to get inexpensive single eyeshadows. Girl, I got you. Alright, so the first palette that I use on a regular basis, this palette, and most of these eyeshadows in here are from MAC. And these are their like individual eyeshadow pans. So I think now you can get the pans for like $6 or so. Last I checked they were like $6, but back in the day they were more expensive. And if you go into like a regular MAC counter and you get the individual eyeshadows, those are like about $14, I believe. So it is cheaper to just get the eyeshadow pans, and then you just want to get a magnetic palette. This way you can pop the eyeshadows in there. So MAC does have some great eyeshadows, but they are definitely not the be all end all, and they're not like the best eyeshadows that I've ever used, but they do have some good stable eyeshadows. On my lid today, I'm going to use Amber Lights, so you will see that again soon. I love to use Saddle as a transition color, and basically I'm going to get into this a bit more soon, but a transition color is the first eyeshadow that you're going to put down on your eye, and that'll help you blend everything else out that you put on a lot better. Also in here, one of my favorites is Woodwinked. It's my favorite inner eye highlight. Like for a minute, that was all I was using in my videos when I first started, so I use that a lot. This eyeshadow, it's just called Orange, but it's really pretty. And Swiss Chocolate, that's a good shade. And Parfait Amour, ooh girl, is a beautiful, beautiful purple. And of course Carbon, which is just like a matte black eyeshadow from MAC. It's good, but it's not super intense. If you're just starting out and you need like a regular matte black eyeshadow, I would try this one because it's not super intense and it'll make it easier to blend out. Makeup Geek also has a really good one, which I'm about to show you, but girl, it's super intense, so you gotta be careful. This is a Z palette. I got it online off of Amazon, and basically it just holds like all individual eyeshadows with the magnetic pan. These eyeshadows up here are all duochromes by Makeup Geek, and I love, love, love these eyeshadows. Basically when the light hits it, it reflects a couple of different colors, and I think that's absolutely beautiful. If you're curious about the duochromes, the ones I would suggest to get are definitely Voltage. I love using that as an inner eye highlight. I'm Peachless is really pretty, so is Mai Tai, and then Phantom. Girl, just get them all, okay? Just get them all, but like, the majority of Makeup Geek's eyeshadows are $6. Also, Cocoa Bear is a beautiful like crease color, and it also works well as a transition shade, so I would definitely suggest this. And their black eyeshadow, like their matte black, this one is right here and it's called Corrupt. It is super duper intense. So it works great if you're gonna do like a black smoky eye or something like that. But like if you're just trying to smoke out your outer V, which is basically placing some black eyeshadow in your outer V and blending it out, I don't know if I would use this one if you're a beginner, simply because it is so intense. It's really easy to like just go off and do way too much. So if you do get this one, just do a little bit at a time. Remember, it's always easier to add stuff than to take it away. Also, just some more great inexpensive single eyeshadows. ColourPop. Y'all know I love ColourPop. They have some great single eyeshadows. I love their Super Shock shadows. This one is in the shade Liberty. I also really like Slave to Pink, Fantasy, and Telepathy. Those are all really, really pretty shades. Love those. So now I'm going to move into like eyeshadow palettes where you can just like buy the actual palette. If you're just starting out and you want some like bold eyeshadow colors, this is the Take Me to Brazil palette. I've used this to create a bunch of looks on Instagram, and these are the shadows that you get in there. There are some mattes, there are some shimmer shades, and then you have like this black one and this like yellowish white one down here. If you're just starting out, once again, it's great to have shimmer shades. Y'all know I love glitter. I probably have glitter on me somewhere from something. If you're just starting out, make sure that you have a good amount of matte eyeshadows to work with, simply because those will look better in like your crease and in your outer V area. The goal is to create like dimension and have a focal point. So if you have like shimmery eyeshadows all over your eye, it's not going to look super defined and polished. Last but not least, another great place to grab some eyeshadow palettes is Morphe. I have a lot of their eyeshadow brushes, and you're going to see those in this video. This is the Morphe 35O palette. People have been raving about it online for the longest time. I love this. I use it just about every day. This shadow right here is my favorite crease color, and I love using these right here like in my brow bone area. And if you watch my makeup tutorial on my go-to makeup look, I use a lot of eyeshadows from this palette. The reason why it's so great is because it has a lot of neutral shades and it has just the right amount of like matte shadows and shimmers, so you can create a whole bunch of different looks. So now let's get into the actual lesson. So as I go along, I'm going to show you guys some of my favorite eyeshadow brushes. I have a lot of inexpensive eyeshadow brushes in my collection. I have a couple of them that are on the more expensive side, but you just want to keep in mind the more expensive ones usually will last you for like years and years. Like I still have my very first MAC eyeshadow brushes, and I only replaced one of them recently because I wanted to have two, one for me and like one for my kids. For the most part, there are two different kinds of makeup brushes. There are brushes that are going to be made from real hair, and then there are brushes that are going to be made from like synthetic fibers. This is a MAC 239 brush. I like to use this to pack eyeshadow on my lid, and this is a Wet n Wild synthetic brush, and I like this brush as well. It was like 99 cents at Walgreens because, like I said, y'all don't have to spend a lot to get good eyeshadow brushes. But one of the main differences between real hair brushes and synthetic brushes is that synthetic brushes will pick up a lot of product, but it won't absorb it, so it's going to deposit the majority of it on your eye, whereas real hair brushes will absorb a little bit of the product, so it's not packing like 100% of that product on your eye. Alright, so now getting started with the actual eyeshadows. The first thing that I'm going to do is apply a transition shade in my crease. What you want to do is get yourself a nice fluffy blending brush that you can use in your crease area. This one that I'm going to use today is by Morphe. This is the M505, and it's just like a nice fluffy crease brush so you can like blend things out. And the eyeshadow that I'm going to use is Saddle by MAC. And that's this shade right here. I'm just going to grab some on my brush and I'm going to apply it in my crease. And again, the goal of a transition shade is just to help you blend out all the other eyeshadows that you put on top better. So it's going to be that first eyeshadow that you put down that'll help you blend everything else out and make everything look seamless. And whatever eyeshadow you decide to use as a transition shade, is usually best that it's matte. The color that you use will depend on the eye look that you're creating, but for the most part you can't go wrong with shades that are like close to your skin tone or like neutral, like browns or something like that. The key here is always going to be blending. Ashley D Beauty actually said it best, that the goal is not to just put a bunch of eyeshadow colors on top of each other, but you want to create dimension. So that's what we're trying to do here. So staying in the crease, the next eyeshadow that I'm going to apply is going to be Cocoa Bear by Makeup Geek. That's this shade right here. I'm working from like lighter shades to deeper. That's always usually how you want to work. You want to go from lightest to deepest. And I'm going to grab another crease brush. I want to use something that'll allow me to define my crease more, so I need a more tapered brush. So once again here we have two options. My favorite crease brush to use is the 217 brush by MAC, but also on eBay there are a lot of dupes for MAC brushes. Some of them are pretty close, but they're not exact dupes. I did address this in my video. I think it was called like Nothing Over $10 Makeup Haul, so you can check that out for more details. But basically this is an actual MAC 217 brush right here, and this is the 217 dupe off of eBay. And as you can see, they're similar and they both work just fine. However, this one is more tapered, so it'll allow me to be more precise in my crease area. One thing that I would suggest, especially if you have smaller eyes, is to go for the brushes that are like more tapered. This way you can be more precise with what you're doing. And there are two motions that people typically use when they blend out their eyeshadow. You can use circular motions like this, or you can use a windshield wiper motion. I prefer, honestly, to use the windshield wiper motion because that's what works best for me. From time to time, I might do like little circles, but I prefer just to do the windshield wiper motion. Alright, so I'm still working in the crease area, and I think it would be pretty to put a little orange in there right above where I placed Cocoa Bear. So I'm just going to grab my Morphe 35O palette, And I just want to pop a little bit of this orange in my crease right above Cocoa Bear. And because I want to be precise with it, I'm going to once again grab my same MAC 217 brush. I'm going to add that right there. Just a little dimension, you know. And when I put down my eyeshadow, when I blend it out in my eye, I usually try to tap it towards the end of my eye, though sometimes I tap it in the middle and then blend it out. I never put it like here and then drag it back that way. And the key here is always going to be blending. You want to just blend, blend, blend until you think you've blended enough, and then still blend a little bit more. And you can always go back and add eyeshadow when you need to. And also another thing that can help with blending is sometimes you can just take the brush even with no eyeshadow on it and just like blend out any area that you feel like needs to be blended a bit more. The better you blend, the better your makeup will look. The goal is for like each color to look like it seamlessly transitions into the next. Like there shouldn't be like a clear line of, oh, that's where she stopped the gold, and oh, that's where the brown is. Like it should look like a gradient at all times, unless like you're doing something super specific like a cut crease. Okay, so now it's time to add a lid color. I'm going to use Amber Lights Eyeshadow by MAC. My favorite brush to use to pack color on my lids is this brush right here. This is by MAC, and this is their 239 brush. There is a MAC 239 dupe on eBay, which is this, but as you can see, they're not the same thing. So you can definitely pick up and deposit color onto your eye just fine with this, but because it's not as well like cut and tapered as this MAC brush, you can't be as precise as you can with this one. Basically, you just want to look for something that's well tapered and it's small. This way you can be precise with packing the color on your lid. Okay, so I'm going to take my MAC 239 brush and I'm grabbing Amber Lights, and I'm going to place that everywhere that I had used the NYX pencil earlier. And as you can see, it's showing up really well because I used the NYX pencil first and I'm just packing the eyeshadow on. So as you go along, there's no rule that says that you can't go back and touch up things as needed. So I'm just going to touch up my crease just a tiny bit with some Cocoa Bear just to make sure that everything's really blending out really, really well. Okay, so next I'm going to smoke out my outer V. Basically all that means is I'm going to take a dark eyeshadow. More often than not, I use like a matte black eyeshadow. Today I'm going to use Carbon by MAC. It'll add more dimension to my eye, so that's why I like to do this. Once again, matte eyeshadows work best for this, especially if you're already using eyeshadows that have like a shimmer or like a metallic finish, because if you have like metallic shimmery eyeshadows all over your eye's not going to look super defined. So it's best to like concentrate like the shimmers or the metallics in specific key areas. For me, I always like to concentrate them on my lid, for my inner eye highlight, and once in a great while I might use like a shimmery shade as a brow bone highlight right here. So basically I'm taking that same 217 brush from earlier and I'm picking up some of Carbon by MAC. I'm placing it in my outer V area, so that's down here and there, and I'm just gonna keep blending it in those two areas. If you've never done this before and like you don't know how to clean up under the eye after, I would take some tape, regular Scotch tape, take a piece and place it right there. This way when you peel it up, you'll have this like nice sharp defined line there and it'll look really precise. Sometimes I do that. Today I just didn't. I don't really have a real reason for not doing it other than the fact that I didn't remember to. And you want to blend this out, because if it's not blended out well, then everything starts looking a little paint by numbers. I'm not going to be blending it all the way this way into my eye. I'm like stopping midway through my crease because I just want it to look smoked out. I don't want it to like blatantly be a black shadow there. Okay, so I'm going to add just a little bit more of Cocoa Bear on top of the black to help blend it out some more, especially in this area because I didn't mean to take it right there so much. Okay, so now I'm going to do my brow bone highlights because I know I want to do a duochrome in my inner eye, and because my lid color already sort of has a metallic thing going on, I want to use a matte shadow on my brow bone that's still in the same color family. Grabbing the Morphe 35L palette, and I'm going to take this shade right here. Oh, this shade right here and use that as my brow bone highlight. To apply it, I'm going to use this eyeshadow brush by Crown Brushes. I bought this at Gem Beauty, and it's just their C208 chisel shadow brush. It looks like this. For your brow bone highlight, you want to use something that's like an all over shadow brush. So I'm just picking up that shade that I showed you guys, and I know that this eyeshadow brush picks up a lot at a time, so I just wiped off a little bit on my hand because that was a bit much. And I'm taking it right under the arch of my eyebrow and blending. I'm not going too far down into my crease. I'm taking just the tiniest amount under the front of my eyebrow. The main place I want to concentrate this brow bone highlight is right under the arch of my eyebrow. So from like here to here. Now for my inner eye highlight, this one is called Voltage, and I'm going to use this all over eyeshadow brush by Sephora. Okay, so real quick, I'm just going to line my eyes and apply some lashes. I did get a question about how I get my lashes to stick or stay on. I don't really have any specific tips for how I get them to stay on. I just use the black duo lash glue, the Sweets tip kind, and I apply it to the whole strip. I make sure that I have enough on the ends though, this way the ends stick because you really need those to stay on. I also hear that House of Lashes makes really good lash glue, so I hope maybe that helps. I'm sorry I don't have more tips, but as I get better with lashes, I will plan to do a lash video for you guys. If I wanted to make my eyes look larger and more opened, I would take a nude eyeliner pencil. NYX has the Wonder Deep pencils, those are great. And I would line my waterline, which is this area in here. I would line that with the nude pencil or like another color if I wanted to add a pop of color. That would make my eyes look bigger and make them pop, as well cheating your crease up a little bit towards your brow bone. Alright, so I applied my foundation, and now I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to fix this little eyeliner mistake. Basically what I do is I will take my concealer. Today I'm using the new Kat Von D concealer cream. This is a sample that I got from Sephora, and it is in the shade Deep 33. I really like this one. It's like really full coverage. So what I'm going to do is apply my concealer as I normally would under my eye. Y'all know I like to do the triangle shape. I went a little low with it, but that's okay. I'll fix it. And this concealer dries really fast, I just want to mention that. So I'm going to take a little bit of the concealer on a concealer brush, and I'm going to go right underneath the wing of my eyeliner where I actually wanted it to be. So what this does is it like not only sharpens the line, but it helps you clean it up if you made a makeup mistake. And then while I'm here, I'm just going to spread this eyeliner out, the concealer out a little bit more. And I'll blend that all down with my beauty blender. So that about covers everything that I wanted to share with you guys for this eyeshadow 101 video, and I hope I answered all the questions that you guys sent to me, and I hope this video was helpful. I just have like 4 more brushes that I want to show you guys real quick for like honorable mentions. So you don't necessarily have to have these brushes, but these are brushes that I use on a regular basis as well. So this is a Morphe G20. I got this off of Morphe brushes. I like to use this to pack on glitter on my eye when I'm doing a glitter look. I like to use this MAC 219 brush. It's like a pencil eyeshadow brush, and I like to use this when I'm cutting my crease. I'll use this to cut it. This is a Morphe M508. It's really tiny. I like to use this to either apply eyeshadow like right along my lower lash line, like underneath or on top of the black eyeliner, or if I use a colorful eyeliner on my waterline, I'll take an eyeshadow in like a similar color and set that liner with an eyeshadow in a similar color using this brush. And then last but not least, this is a Wet n Wild small concealer brush. You can get this for like 99 cents at Walgreens, and I like to use this when I'm doing a cut crease as well. I should probably just do a cut crease video because I keep talking about cut creases. But like if I'm doing a cut crease or something, I will use this. Basically what I'll do is the same way you guys saw me use the eyeshadow pencil, I'll just use this to carve up my lid area when I'm doing a cut crease. I really wanted to make sure I broke things down for you guys and just gave you guys a lot of good essential basic tips. So whether you're a makeup beginner or you've been at it for a while and just like we're looking for some tips and tricks to like help you in different areas, I hope I covered that in this video. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment below and I'll holler back at you. I hope you guys guys like my hair? You like my little buns? I've been trying to be more creative with my hair lately. This is my sensational Italian curl unit. I already have a review video on it. But yeah, that's it, girl. You can catch me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. I am FlyFierceFab on all those platforms, including Facebook. Check out my blog too, FlyFierceFab.com. Thanks for watching. Stay snatched, and I will see you next time.